What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? I have been away for a long time, and I'll tell you why. You might notice the room's a little bit different. I have just moved into my first house, and I am literally holding onto my microphone because when we were moving, the person installing the internet decided to break my boom arm, and I've had to order another one, and we're waiting for delivery. Now, I know the background, a little bit dull, a little bit boring right now. Haven't got all my stuff across, still working on it, baby. We'll get there. But today I want to talk to you just a little bit about my free-to-play account because we've hit a particularly cool milestone today, and I want to go over how I did it and how you can do it on a brand new account. Let's look at an Executor rush. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is my free-to-play account. I am still playing this. Of course I am. Why would I not be playing this account? I've been actually really enjoying this account, truth be told. The start game is completely different to how it used to be, but let's go over the fact that I have just today made it and been able to start the Executor farm. So, Executor farm, let's go take a look at that and tell everybody what is involved over here because it is pretty big, especially for a new account, ladies and gentlemen. So, what are the requirements? The requirements are actually pretty big, and there's one thing that you do have to pay attention to when it comes to this particular grind that you cannot forget. The important part over here is that Razor Crest. The Razor Crest is a very tricky farm simply because it does not appear in the fleet store very frequently, and unless you are earning Get 3 currency, which is quite difficult for a new account like I was running here, you have to try and farm that thing every single time you see it in the fleet store. I even resorted to refreshing the fleet store. I've even resorted to spending crystals to actually buy Razor Crest shards. So what do we need? So I like to use squads to try and arrange my farms. I found it better than just going to like Journey Guide over here. You can see it's just kind of funky. It's not the best way of doing it. Anyway, I like to use squads to set them out. So Cad Bane, he is not actually a requirement. I've taken him to Relic 5 because his ship, the Xanadu Blood, really benefits from having some good relic levels. He's not a requirement to this farm. I just added him in. Didn't slow down this farm at all. Bosk over here, Relic 5, more is definitely better, but really in an early game account, particularly if you are a free-to-play rush account, you're not going to want to try and spend too many relics levels here because your income for high-level materials is going to be severely hampered. Boba Fett, Relic 8, alongside Admiral Piet, Relic 8. These are the two tricky ones. The droid brains, the impulse detectors, the Zimbiddles, they are super difficult to get a hold of. Basically what I was using the Mark II raid currency to try and buy gear to then convert into the necessary relic mats. It was a real pain, especially with the conversion from using Battle of Naboo going over to the Order 66 raid right now. I've lost all my Get 3 currency or Mark III raid currency, which has hampered my ability to get things like droid brains. But hey, got Boba Fett up there, IG-88, also Relic 5, as well as Dengar. Dengar, side note on this farm, he does have an incredibly powerful ship known as the Punishing One. The Punishing One is not a requirement for the Executor farm, but is a requirement in the sense of you will want this ship if you want to actually use this fleet. Okay, this ship is ridiculously broken, too powerful. I'm not even, this isn't me exaggerating in the slightest, guys. This ship is ridiculous, it's stupid. Alright, farm it. Get it? It's too good. Okay, so it's not a requirement, but you do want to be farming it. It is on a fleet node, so you are going to have to spend that ship energy trying to get this bad boy up. I managed to get him to 7 stars just before the event today. It dropped today. Alright, let's head back over to squads. After that, we've got Darth Vader at Relic 7. Really not a big deal. Great character. He was the first one that I did to relic levels because him with Merciless Massacre as a Zeta is a really good early investment for the game. Won me loads of GACs just by having Merciless Massacre. Go in, underman, just Lord Vader, take out an entire team. Brilliant. Admiral Piet. He is obviously the capital ship pilot, and I will be placing these Zetas on him to improve the capital ship when I unlock it with you later on today. Very good unit. I've not yet spent the time in building out an Empire fleet, Empire team, but I can do now if I want to. I've got Thrawn, I've got Emperor Palpatine, just low levels of investment in them. If I wanted to pivot, certainly could do. And then TIE Fighter pilot for the TIE Fighter. Now, Beskar Armor Mando over here is a tricky one. He is not directly a requirement, but you do need him unlocked because you need to have the Razor Crest at 7 stars. Now, there was a Lightspeed bundle for this guy. I obviously didn't buy it. This is a completely free-to-play account. However, the good thing about Beskar Armor Mando is his event is very easy to do. I did it over here with like Gear 8 characters. Really easy. I mean, Cara Dune is Gear 7. So like super easy to actually get him unlocked. He is a bit of a pain to gear up, but I have taken him to Relic 2. I'll be taking him up to Relic 6, maybe Relic 5, Relic 6, something like that, just to help with my fleet. And then we should go over to the ships that are required. This one will be easier from the journey guide, I think. So, Slave 1, super easy ship to be farming over here. You can get it from the fleet battles, but honestly, you really just want to be getting it from, like, fleet store and stuff like that. TIE Advanced is a rare drop from the fleet store, but you do get it through many different types of sort of achievements as you go through the game, just casually unlocking this thing. I found this to be not a problem at all, but do keep an eye out for it in the fleet store. Houndstooth, very important ship to be farming early. He is unfortunately on a hard node, but you will get Jango Fett as well, which will help build into your bounty hunter team. We've got a lot of bounty hunters here. Jango Fett is a phenomenal damage dealer, really great, and then long term he can go into a separatist team down the road. His ship is also just genuinely really good. Really good early game tank. I can max out his abilities. I'm holding off at the moment. IG2K, not something you really want to go crazy on. It is useful for the mirror matches and later on against Leviathans. So I will be investing further on this down the road. Again, it is a hard node farm. You do have to prioritize these in particular because ships are never accelerated. So you're always going to have to be doing lots and lots of hard node simming over here. I was refreshing all 3 ships. I was refreshing the Xanadu Blood, I was refreshing the IG2K, and I was refreshing Houndstooth for months as I was farming this. This took me about 6 months, 7 months to get done. Finally, Imperial TIE Fighter. This one's really not a problem. You can get this from Cantina Battles super quick. Don't advise it from there. Just get it from stuff like Fleet Store and Galactic War. Those shipments, those are the best ways to get those ones done. And then Imperial TIE Bomber, another one that I did get a lot of shards just casually through various accomplishments and stuff like that. But as you can see, it is in the Galactic War store, and you do need to farm Queel anyway. So you're double dipping on this one regardless. Not too bad at all. Now, obviously, the last one is the Razor Crest. This thing is such an annoying pain in the tuchus to try and find. Frequently, it is in shipments. It's got like a dedicated spot in shipments that you can always spend crystals to buy it on, but that's not a cost-efficient way of doing it. You always want to be looking within your fleet shipment store to get this bad boy. Over here in Fleet Arena, it'll appear in this first slot here. Every single time you see it, you need to buy it. Always save your Fleet Arena tokens to make sure that you can buy that. Oh, I think I'll pick up Reqs' Arc 170 over there. Fantastic. Yeah, and that's kind of the farm. So how about you and I take an attempt over here and see if we can actually beat this event. Now, the weird thing about this is quite frequently I find it will not actually spawn over here inside of the events page. So if you are looking for the Executor and you've finished the journey guide, make sure you go over to the actual journey guide, click on the event, and you can do it through here. This is something that I've seen bite people in the bum many times. It always appears on the 15th of each month, or thereabouts. Let's go ahead and start it. What are we going to do? Unfortunately, they do not allow you to use the Xanadu Blood here. It's a pain. It's a real pain. So I'm just going to go in with a full cadre of fleets here, and we're just going to roll with it. Man, it's getting heavy holding onto this mic. It is not a light mic. All right, so they're just doing stuff and things. I'm going to go right after the TIE Advanced at the start because I feel like that is the big doo-doo ship. Let's see if we can get some good damage in on over here. And yeah, let's swap around, sharing that. Now, that first special from Slave 1 will hit every enemy that's got target lock. So do make sure that you take advantage of that. Let's go all in then. Get some more target lock out. And the enemy's going to hit us about just a little bit. Come on. The burning will strip all of our buffs, but it shouldn't strip the taunt from our Houndstooth because we do have Breach over here, and Breach allows us to constantly reapply that taunt. I'm going to focus down on that TIE Advance because I do feel like it is the biggest threat. Then we're going to call in our Xanadu Blood, just get a double tap off. There we go. Xanadu Blood has not been in this game. I mean IG2K. IG2K has taken care of the TIE Advance, which is really useful for us. I'm then going to swap over targets over here, and I'm going to call in, I think I'll call in IG2K. Just get some target lock going. Wonderful special from our own Slave 1. Theirs should lose taunt relatively soon. Let's see if we can get a stun. Beautiful. Got that stun. And then I'm going to heal up our Houndstooth. Get him nice and pucker. That will force the retaunt if you use it on your Houndstooth as well. So super important to remember that. Full heal, and it will retaunt, and it will give you foresight. It's very useful ability there from our Executor. I'm going to focus down on their Slave 1 right now because I want to get rid of him before he gets his ultimate ability out. And then we'll just go ahead and focus down, I think, on the Emperor's shuttle. Gonna call in at the moment. Should I call in? I'll call in our TIE Advanced. TIE Advanced is a pretty good ship. Get some damage in. Focus it down. Alright, we shouldn't need to call in another ship. This first one is a pretty simple and straightforward encounter, I feel. Go right after that Emperor's shuttle. See if we can take it out. Good. Every ship that they lose is a victory for us here in the tribe. Mass assist over on the TIE bomber. Take him out. Gone. Not a chance, mate. Absolutely no chance. And then we've got another ultimate ability here from our Slave 1. Looks like that TIE fighter pilot, first order TIE pilot even, is about to pop it. So let's get rid of him. And then we're just going to call in our good boy IG-2K. Alright. Here comes the extra damage from the opponents. Looks like our Houndstooth is looking a little bit peaky, but it should be absolutely fine. Now, you won't tend to hit your ult in these because you don't get to use your really, really powerful bounty hunter ships. CG are mean like that. No use of the punishing one and no use of Xanadu Blood, which makes a huge difference to the efficacy of this ship. Round 2 then. We're not going to change anything over here. We're just going to go in straight away with the same comp. It's important to have the Razor Crest in the starting comp. And yeah, let's just throw them all in. Throw them all in, baby. Let's get it. Alright, it's a very similar comp, except this time, for some reason, they do have Sunfac over here. Let's go ahead and get that taunt up on our Houndstooth, and then focus down Sunfac when we get the chance. In fact, I think I'm going to swap it up, and I'm going to go target the TIE Silencer. He is the big threat here. That boy will ramp his damage like nobody's business, so be sure to try and take care of the TIE Silencer as early as possible. Mass assist is definitely the way at the start. Try and get some damage in. And that stun is also incredibly annoying as well. Now, don't forget that your Razor Crest, provided you have upgraded the abilities, can ignore taunt. And if he does a basic on a character that has got target lock, you can place marked on them, which will allow you to ignore taunt with all of your units. Gonna call in IG-2K once again and hopefully land this stun. There's that stun. Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. And then right back in on the TIE Silencer if we can. We want to take him out lickety-split. Double tap him here, 1 and 2. He is quite a chonky boy, and we're just going to heal up our Houndstooth back up to full health and protection with that Foresight and reforce the taunt. All good things right now. Ooh, we've even hit contract. That's nice. But we have lost our taunt, which is not ideal. There we go. We got taunt back. We've got our taunt back. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's just call in over here, take care of the Silencer. The Silencer, like I said, he is the real big damage dealer, so you do want to try and make sure that you get rid of him as soon as possible. I'm going to go ahead and call in our Taxi once again. Taxi, the TIE Advanced X1. Remove the Retribution from the Slave 1. Big boomers. Love to see it. Soon we should be able to get rid of the TIE Bomber. Enemy TIE Bomber is gone. Focus down on their Slave 1 now, because we know that it does have that big ultimate ability as well. If we can take that out before it gets to use it, then all the better for us. Let's go ahead and use this. Spread that damage around just a smidgen. That Slave 1 is nearly done. Take him out. And then I'd like to focus down on the enemy Taxi. Should be a done deal at this point. Should be a done deal. Take care of him. Come on. Gone. Alright, stunning down on that Sunfac, and then I'm going to call in IG-2K once again. Double tapping. Now, don't forget, guys, it is good to put good mods on your character. Well, not necessarily good mods, high-level mods. If you get 6A mods on your characters, or 6E mods rather, that's the best you can be, but at least try to get gold mods at level 15 for your team. That should do enough work. Alright, so one more over here. Let's go ahead, use the same lineup as always. Throw them down. Unfortunately, you don't even get to use your own Piet for this, so your ship is a little bit hampered. And now we are facing off against the Millennium Falcone. The Don Falcone. Let's go ahead and place that taunt over here on Cassian's U-Wing, because this guy is going to cleanse real quick. Alright, once again, I'm going to focus down on Cassian's U-Wing over here. We don't really want to be focusing down on the Rebel Y-Wing. It's a bit of a pain, truth be told. Because if we defeat it, it's going to give them a bunch of counter taunts and all that sort of nonsense. We don't want none of that. Oh, that's not true. That's not true at all. Apparently, I'm just lying to you today, guys. Just lying to you. Didn't manage to get that marked out. We are now marked on the Rebel Y-Wing, which isn't ideal, but we will make do. Just taking a little bit of beatings to Houndstooth, but it is a surprisingly tanky individual. Surprisingly tanky. Let's see if we can once again focus down on Cassian's U-Wing. That's the ticket right there. Focus down on that U-Wing. If we can also get a stun on it, try and control these guys as much as possible. Their Millennium Falcon isn't fully upgraded. That's why these guys are not cleansing all of their debuffs all of the time. Which is nice for us. Makes our lives just that much easier. Get some good damage out over here. Yeah, we definitely need to heal up our Houndstooth. He's looking a little bit sketchy down there. Now, we shouldn't ever lose Taunt off Houndstooth unless they can somehow manage to land a buff immunity. In they come with the Phantom 2. We're just going to drop a big old bomb. Big old stinker on them there. Call in IG2K. Hopefully take out Cassian's U-Wing. Gonzos. Wonderful. Love to see it. Can we get a stun? Nice. And then let's call in the TIE Advanced. This is always the setup that I'm using over here. It's just, you know, call in the TIE Advanced. Because the TIE Advanced is, out of all of the ships that we've got in reserve, I feel like it's the most useful one to call in. I might be wrong on that, but it feels like that's the right option. Unfortunately, Millennium Falcon has still got his outmaneuver, so we can't target him. Oh, but we actually get our ultimate off. So that is definitely game, set, and match for this particular round. And we'll be able to go around into the final area then. Let's go ahead and take out Bistan's U-Wing if we can. Let's just basic over here. Good, 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 good. Strip away all of those buffs. Mass assist on Millennium Falcon. And it is toast. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Alrighty, so another victory for the tribe, getting another 20 shards of our Executor right now. And finally, let's get this one done with feeling, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Once more with feeling for those in the back. Oh my lord. Okay, so we're up against the Negotiator now. Obviously, the priority target for us at the moment is going to be the ETA-2. We do want to get rid of that nasty person as soon as possible. Always going to call in Slave 1 just for now, unless you happen to have buff immunity on your Houndstooth, then you might potentially want to do it over there. Let's go ahead and get some more debuffs out in the field. And I guess we'll mass assist against the BTLB Y-Wing. It's got marks. We want that over on Anakin, though, because Anakin is a real douche. Oh, God. See, them having that Consular there is just irritating more than anything else, isn't it? The Consular there healing up their Anakin, not particularly enjoyable. Let's go ahead and just get the stun on Anakin. Beautiful. Now, if we can time it, we might be able to get to a position where Anakin loses his unending loyalty, and then we defeat him right afterwards. That would be huge. He's lost it now. Can we take him out? That would be so good if we could take him out now. Not quite enough damage just yet. As long as they don't deal too much damage to us, they don't heal up, they don't gain another unending loyalty. Come on, take out the Anakin. We got him, I think. We got him. Bop. There we go. No more Anakin. That is the big threat of this match taken care of until they can bring out Snips' ship, which is probably coming soon, I'm sure. Let's see. I kind of want to take care of Clone Sarge right now. Let's go ahead. Oh, we don't actually need the heal up, so let's go ahead instead and call in a support. I probably should have called in the TIE Bomber there. The TIE Bomber there would have been useful to get rid of all of their Valor, all of their bonuses. That would have been great. Looks like they've hit their ult. How much damage is that going to do to us? Quite a lot of damage there. Not an ideal scenario to be in. But our Houndstooth is still standing strong, so there is a silver lining there. I might just heal up our Slave 1 over here. I would normally heal up the Houndstooth. I accidentally misclicked and hit the Razor Crest, apparently. Normally I would heal up the Houndstooth, but the Houndstooth is actually tanking quite well right now, so I don't feel like we need to be thinking about his health and protection at the moment. Hopefully our IG2K's benefits are going to heal us up quite nicely. Now I'm going to go after the Umbaran Starfighter. The Umbaran Starfighter is also a little bit of a threat because it can ramp up its damage quite a lot over time. And if there's lots of target lock on our side of the field... Ooh, we actually lost our Slave 1. That's not ideal. Yeah, if we've got a lot of target lock on our side of the field, the second special from Umbara's Starfighter can clear the board. Alright, looks like he does have Snips on the field now, which is not ideal, but we will have to cope with it. I'm still going to just call in standard units over here. Keep the focus on the Umbaran Starfighter. Take out their capital. There we go. Largely the threat is eliminated at this point. I'm going to go after Snips now. leaving everybody else alive just for now. Who am I going to call in? Let's call in the TIE Fighter over here. TIE Fighter has got some decent damage on it. Strip back that retribution. Call in the IG-2K. One at a time, all getting taken care of. Beautiful. You love to see it. So yeah, the event itself, not particularly difficult. It does take a little bit of time to run through, but you guys should be completely fine to get rid. Did he really just defeat my taxi? That BTLB Y-Wing has got crazy levels of damage, I feel. Crazy levels of damage. For what it is. It's just a tank, and it's like taking out big units left and right. Let's go ahead and get some burning on the field, I think. Wonderful. Take out Plo. Next up, I want to take out this Jedi Consular. Gain some foresight. Now, if we do actually manage to hit a second ult, that would be crazy. Doesn't look like we're going to, because we don't have enough stacks, and the enemy is going to be defeated before we get the chance. Now, if there was anything I could say about this event is that, CG, please give me an auto button. I don't need to do this manually. It gets to a point where you're like, yep, the game is afoot, and it's in hand, and we've sorted it. Do you know what I'm saying? Just basic. I just want the computer to take control. Nailed it! Absolutely nailed it. Fantastic to see. Alrighty then, what's coming up next? So doing that there will finish off your Executor, but that does not mean that we are done. So we are going to have to activate it, and unfortunately for me, I do not have nearly enough of prestige in order to max this boy out. I certainly don't have crystals in reserve, so my early game free-to-play account is going to have to rely on a 4-star Executor. However, I have saved enough fleet currency to at least max out the levels, and then we'll see what we can do elsewhere. I do want to make sure that I at least try to work on the ultimate. Yep, there we go. Max out the ultimate as much as possible. And whatever else I can do. Alright, that's going to have to do for now. I do not have, unfortunately, the prestige to really max out this ship, but this is a good start. Now, once you've got your ship unlocked, there will be the actual event itself over here, which you can earn additional shards. Now, this is going to be harder again, simply because we do not have our ships available, and we're using my own Executor, which does not have full investment. So let's see how we get on. We still want to use the same lineup as before. Still definitely want to use the same lineup. And I think I'll take in... We'll explore. We'll explore. Just see just how difficult this is. It's against the Malevolence. It's been years since I've done this event, guys. I cannot remember what the actual setup is over here. Definitely want to worry about that Geo Soldier, I think. Alright, so Houndstooth is getting absolutely wrecked at the moment. I'm going to call him in because he does have a little bit of health steal on his basic. Then let's see about trying to get some of that ability block out across the board. We're probably better served trying to heal him up to max, aren't we? Let's just heal up our... Oh, of course we don't have the heal maxed out, so it's going to be very difficult for us. Oh my lord, this is going to be tricky. I don't think we'll be able to beat this event. We'll try our darndest. We'll try our darndest. All of a sudden I'm feeling like we should be focusing down on the Hyena Bomber, realistically speaking. Definitely going to call in IG-2K. Need more ships on the field, and more importantly, do need to have some level of recovery available to us, because our ships are not looking too pretty right now. And we've lost Houndstooth. Oh dear. This is not looking good.
I kid you not. Like, it took me about 3 hours to get to where I needed to.
I changed up all of my arrangements, all my lineups. I made sure everybody had 6A mods. I was pressing, but the big issue was I did not have the crew maxed out abilities on Piet, so I was missing a whole bunch of survivability. All I'm saying, if you're in the same position as I was and didn't have enough prestige, it can be done, but be prepared to cry. Alright? Alright, here we go. We are off to the races. We've got a dodge at the start as well. That's kind of nifty. Let us immediately just heal up over here on the Houndstooth. I'll do anything to try and increase his survivability. We actually got rid of all the buzz droids on the Razor Crest. That's actually a cool start. That's a cool way to start. Get rid of those buzz droids on Houndstooth. Gotta get rid of the buzz droids on Houndstooth. Focus in over here on the Geo Sunfighter. And we're going to call in IG2K. IG2K with the assists. Focus in over here. Keep that focus on the soldier, if you please. And if we can get some more dodges, that's what we're looking for. Those dodges, baby, those dodges. Mass assist over here. Good stuff. Let's just keep doing the basics over here. Hopefully hit contract pretty soon. Oh, another dodge. And another dodge. I feel like we are looking really pretty right now. Oh, except for the fact that our Houndstooth has got, like, no health. That's useful. Wow, this might actually work. I'm going to call in Houndstooth just to heal him up a little bit. Really need my boy Slave 1 to take a turn. Just to get rid of the taunt. We are definitely not out of the woods yet. I'm going to see, can we get a stun? No stun. I was really hoping that we would land a stun there. So that potentially our Houndstooth doesn't just get buzzied up and destroyed. Like that. That's what I was trying to avoid. Seal up the the Slave 1. Good. Gonna go after the IG2K. We do need to try and take care of him. Every unit that we destroy at this point is such a victory. He didn't reinforce. This might be the one. This mass assist will totally get rid of that. Just need to get rid of this buzz droid now. We got it. Come on. Oh, we got it. Oh, I don't believe... Oh, never again. Never again am I doing that event. And somehow we 3-starred it. I don't know how we 3-starred that. Using that. That was ridiculous, guys. That took me about 3 hours. It was a good waste of my time. I had to go ahead and use the TIE Fighter Pilot of all ships to try and finish this one off. I was trying to rely on the fact that TIE Fighter Pilot has decent evasion. When he evades, he passes TM to the capital ship, and he's also got Foresight when he uses his special. It turns out that was the boost that I needed to get ahead of the Malevolence's capital ship to make sure he couldn't ult before I could ult, and all that sort of good business. Because if the Malevolence ulted, it was game over straight away. That was close and painful. Not bad, though. Not bad for my little free-to-play account. That's about 7 months old. I know it could have been done quicker, but I've been not entirely consistent and sticking in a low-level guild in order to not artificially, you know, exaggerate how quickly you can get the Executor. Can be done. My next thing that I'm focusing on for this account is working on the Duel of the Fates bros, so I can get those guys up to the R7 tier and they can start clearing out the Duel of the Fates event, get me some good materials, probably take them further later on, and then I'm working on raid teams as well. Stay tuned for more updates. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.